So guys, hello, welcome back to Charlie Talks Football. It's full time. Newcastle get a huge win against Manchester City, winning 2-1. This is Eddie Howe's first win against Manchester City, but it had everything. What a game. There was penalty decisions that Man City could have got, but we'll talk about that later. Newcastle were direct, were pressed them, we had lots of energy from the start, but it's just I'm so pleased that we've actually got a positive win after the negativity surrounding the club. Would you agree?
Yeah, we needed to win, and in the first half, you thought it was going to be one of those games where when weren't taking with chances. Voltamari had the header, and it was a good save. Barnes had a shot where he probably should have went the other side to the left, and you think, oh, is it going to be one of those games? But Man City potentially could have had a penalty, one or two penalties as well.
I agree.
I thought overall we did really well. We deserved to win, and what two brilliant finishes by Barnes, two very different goals, but really.
I just want to say to Barnes, if you're watching this, I do want to apologise to you because I sometimes have criticised him in the past, saying he's more of an impact player because a lot of the times, Dad, when he's came off the bench, he's scored, but sometimes when he starts the games, he hasn't been as good, but today he was spot on. Excellent goals. To beating Donnarumma, he's a great goalkeeper. Yes. It's not really an easy thing. And also, Voltamari, he was unlucky not to get more goals. I thought it was really good saves by Donnarumma to deny him.
Yeah, I mean, Barnes' goals, his first one, obviously links up with Bruno, and Bruno makes a great run, slips him through. But as he's hitting it to beat Donnarumma from there, the ball's bending away into the corner. It hits the side of the net as it goes in. But I want to talk about his second finish, Charlie, because people might think, oh, well, that was a tap in. It wasn't. The ball was behind him, so he uses the outside of his foot to bring it down, and then it's still behind him, and he has to scoop it. It was a really brilliant goal by Barnes. Two really excellent goals, which were really needed, because we knew Man City were going to score at some point, and they did pretty much straight after we scored, didn't they?
It was honestly one of the most unluckiest goals to concede. A lot of our goals this season, Dad, you can point at a finger at someone, but that goal, we couldn't do anything about it. You could not criticise that goal. Just a deflection off, was it Shaw?
I think so. You had two players that might be in Chow, and I don't know if it was Chow and Hall charged them to close them down.
And then it hits off Shaw, goes in. And then I think the word I'm looking for, I think we showed great courage and determination to win this game, because at times, Man City had a lot of the ball. Sometimes we know their strengths and their qualities, but we showed great grit and fight.
I think as well, you've got to applaud Howe for his tactical changes, because he went 5 at the back. He had 3 centre-halves in the second. Well, during the second half, he changed that. Brought Willock on, who played him on the left, played Alanga through the middle. And it was really about trying to contain them, keep with shape behind the ball. We defended really well. Chow did well. Shaw came back in, he played really well. Botman came on, did well. Livramento and Hall, it was like they'd never been away. I mean, guys, they give us so much going forward.
We've missed Livramento and Hall so much. Like, it was clear today in this game. I think, Dad, one of the things that is so good about them is they're so calm on the ball. Like, they're just Lewis Hall today, so calm on the ball, composure, and they make us move the ball a lot quicker. We've missed them so much.
And you've got to think they're coming back into a game where they've not had much game time, especially Livramento, and they're playing against one of the best teams, if not the best team in the Premier League, to be up against the like of Doku, and their players who were technically brilliant and with pace. They did really, really well, because that was a tough ask for them today. But, really proud with that. Interesting. What do you think about Pep going over to Bruno? They were arguing. I don't think he was trying to tap him up.
They were arguing because apparently, basically, Pep sarcastically put his thumbs up at the referee to say good performance, because, of course, Man City, if I was a Man City fan, I'd feel a bit hard done by them 2 penalties. But let's quickly go on to them penalties, because for the first one, personally, in my opinion, it was a penalty. Shaw makes contact. I don't know what you think.
I think because he got his shot off first, and then he does make contact with him, so it could easily have been a penalty. But the second one, Chow's hand is in an unnatural position. Yes, it's into his body, but it's up like that. And to me, I suppose it depends what the rule is, but to me, I thought it was a penalty.
I did think so as well, but we've had VAR decisions go against us in the past, so it's nice to have some ones that are in favour. But just quickly mentioning that Pep thing again, in my opinion, I do think maybe he would have said something to Bruno, because he spoke before the game saying, praising Bruno a lot, and of course Pep Guardiola likes him, but he's staying here.
Yeah, personally, I think they were arguing over something in the game. Yeah, it was very heated.
They were, but he might have said something.
Heated. I don't think so. But what I did notice was Mad Dog Jason Tyndall spotted it, and he was straight across. Yeah. And then he was talking to Howe afterwards with his hand over his mouth. Yeah, and I think he was saying, I went over to make sure Pep didn't have too long with him.
Yeah. Because of course Bruno was great today. Joe Linton, he's very good at breaking up the play. Did it today again. Of course, what I think, Dad, one thing about Joe Linton, look, I'm sometimes critical about him, but I want to give him his deserved praise today. I think his personality's perfect for our club, in my opinion. I know he can sort of rattle other players, get into the faces of players, breaking up the play. So today, Joe Linton, I praise you quite a lot.
He had to take one for the team because he got a yellow card, didn't he, when Savinho was trying to break and he just grabbed a hold of him.
And at the end of the game, he was getting into some bother with someone.
I'm not
don't know
sure
what was going on.
I'm not sure it was, but actually they had to get the two Newcastle security guys on the pitch to score Joe Linton off.
Was holding him back.
What a great win. Yes, our away form's been poor, we know that, but you can only win your next game, and that's what we've done. Got Marseille next, which will be a really tough game there. I think they're top of the league.
They've just beaten Nice 5-1,
which is impressive. So it's going to be
very difficult. But one other thing I wanted to mention is, I know you mentioned it a bit, but Shaw, come in after not playing for a while, sometimes it can be quite difficult. But he just, whenever he comes in, he looks like he's just always been.
And he was playing alongside Chow, who he's not played alongside much, because obviously him and Botman have formed a good partnership. But it'll be interesting to see if Botman's back in for the Marseille game or not. But the players today, they worked so hard.
Murphy was good again.
Murphy was good. I mean, it's so tough against Man City. They're that good at keeping the ball. And we kept Holland really quiet. I think he only had maybe one or two half chances
where he probably could have done better and scored.
But overall, he was quite quiet. And, we did really well to keep them quiet and sort of restrict them, because you could see what they were trying to do. They were trying again to get into the space in between the lines between our midfield and defence, and Foden did a couple of times in the first half where he was getting on the half turn, receiving the ball and taking it, and it was causing us problems. But we seem to sort of we seem to sort that out in the second half and stop it.
But on another day, it could have been like a 4-3, 3-3 game.
Either way.
For a neutral fan and for us, I definitely think this has probably been the game of the week, because just the drama. And look, I know Newcastle always do seem to turn up for these big games. The challenge is, can we do it in the games that aren't
Everton
as big?
Away next,
Everton away.
So we've got to do it then. I mean, for me, we did really well today. But like you say, you've got to take it into your next game.
Because if we can do it against Man City, we can do it against Everton. No disrespect to them, but come on. We can do it. But fantastic win for Newcastle.
It was really good.
It's just nice to be going into a video, Dad, with a bit of positivity, because the last few match reactions has been just us maybe being a bit miserable.
And I think
negative.
as well, though, I don't enjoy the last 5 minutes, though, when we're backs against the wall. It's so stressful.
Well, I was panicking.
We were resilient and we managed to hang on, so that was really good. And I was really pleased for not just the players, but Eddie Howe and Tyndall.
Takes the pressure off him, if there ever was any.
There's some fans have been calling for his head, which is totally outrageous.
When we lost to Brentford, me and you were never saying sack him, but we were just saying these results.
The away form needs to improve. Yeah, that's right.
It still does.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens against Marseille and Everton, but you can be. I'm positive. I'm pretty pleased, but I just hope that the players'
hopefully this can kick-start with to if we can get a result, even if we've got a draw at Marseille, that would be a cracking result. If we can get a draw and then go and beat Everton at their place, that would be really good. 3 games, two draws, and 2 wins and a draw would be ideal. But
I still think, Dad, our players are still adopting to Volta Mardi.
Yes.
I think there's still times in the game where sort of we're trying to sort of figure out what to do, but that's not a negative, because over time, you know, you'll
yes,
but,
there's times when we break and there's a through ball to him along the ground, but we don't play it because he hasn't got the pace. So we have to hold the ball up. Then the opposing team have a chance to get the recovery runs back in, and we've got to go wide. So what we need to try and do is get the ball to him either in the box or with his back to goal, and get the likes of Murphy and Gordon coming in and getting the ball off them and bursting into the box, because he hasn't got the pace to do that.
Yeah, so anyway, guys, Newcastle win. Finally, a positive match reaction. Marseille on Tuesday. But, Dad, the fixture schedule is relentless now.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, you've got to use the squad, haven't you, to keep people fresh.
We've got the derby, of course, coming up soon. Sunderland lost.
But things are looking up. Things are looking up, hopefully.
Yeah, so, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, leave a like.
Let us know your comments, because we'll love reading your comments. Who did you think was man of the match? Do you think Man City should have had 2 penalties or maybe 1 penalty?
So, thanks for watching, guys. Nice to be back doing videos, feeling like refreshed. So, thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.